Hey, what's going on, everyone? So I wanted to share some with you. So I was doing a little research regarding my case, and on this paper I have California PC 632.7. So they charged me for recording a phone call with a City of Hesperia, California official. Actually, under Penal Code 632, California Law Section 7, makes it actually legal to record city business. It actually specifically says it. Let me read it to you. This section shall not apply to any of the following. Any public utility engaged in the business of providing communication services and facilities, or to the officers, employees, and agents thereof. I think that includes a city manager's office, because the city is a public utility. And I specifically like section 3. And this section, PC 632.7, actually pertains to recording cell phone conversations. So every person who without the consent of all parties to a communication intercepts or receives, records. Now, I'm not going to discuss the actual law. The actual law is bullshit. It is a draconian law designed to catch and frame people. Let me just put it that way. But let's just take it on its face, shall we? That's the section that applies to me, recording a cell phone conversation. And under this section, section 632.7, number 3, any telephonic communication, these are exempt. So it says, this section shall not apply to any of the following. Any telephonic communication system used for communication exclusively within a state, county, city and county, or city correctional facility. That's pretty much it. It was, that person called me from her official government City of Hesperia phone number using an official phone line. And check this out. So the cops that charged me with it don't care that they broke the law. So it specifically allowed, basically, any kind of communication with a city or public utility is exempt from California eavesdropping laws from California PC 632. But that didn't keep them from arresting me, charging me, and prosecuting that case. So this is the scary part. They ignore their own laws whenever they want. They don't. The very people that are supposed to follow the law, the police, the DAs, and the judges, do not follow their own law. They don't care what says there. They can charge even if it says it's exempt. They create their own law. The law doesn't matter for them, and they make it what it's convenient for them. If the law says that you didn't break the law, it doesn't matter. They still go, they still charge you, and there's nothing to stop them. What can you do? When you're in court, what can you say? You say, excuse me, judge, the law says, and that's what I said in court. I had like 2 hearings, and I said, hey, it excludes this, and they say they don't care. Their excuse when I showed them a section where it says public utilities are exempt, the judge told me that that section is exemption only for them to record. So it's allowed them to record, but it doesn't pertain to me, which is BS. But if they're allowed to record, then the conversation is not confidential. PC 632 only applies to conversations that are confidential. So by law, any conversation with a public official is not confidential because it's exempt from here. It specifically mentions public utilities, city and government offices, which are exempt from this law. So I feel like I'm in La La Land trying to argue something obvious and they deny it. It's as if, let me draw an example. You go to a court and you say, they said, you've been charged by wearing a black jacket, which let's say in La La Land is illegal. And you say, but I was wearing a white jacket. But they say, no, it's not white. Well, okay, let's reverse. Let's say they charge you with wearing a white jacket, and white jacket is illegal, and you're wearing a black jacket, like I am right now. And they say, excuse me, but the jacket I was wearing is black. Look, it's right here. I have it. It's black. And then everyone in the court says, no, it's not black. And you're like, what do you mean it's not black? It's black. But they argue it's not black. And you stand there, and what can you do? You don't have any power. The judge has all the power. The court has all the power. So not only are the laws draconian as written, and thankfully my call fell under this exception, so they can't do, I don't think they can do anything. I'll take the jury trial. I'll stand up in front of a jury, I have a right to a statement, and I'll tell them that calls with the public officials are exempt. I mean, this is insane. Even their own law says they're exempt. But even their draconian laws, they don't follow them. Even I have no words for this. I'm a law-abiding person, let me put it that way. I don't break any of their stupid laws. Thankfully. And I will be leaving soon, so whatever. But this is absolute, like, Twilight Zone. I feel for a very long time while living in America, I'm living in some kind of a twilight. I understand where the hell I am. When I'm charged with things that are allowed even under their stupid draconian laws, it's legal to record public officials. They're exempt from here. Now, they argued with me that they're exempt, meaning they can record me, meaning, let's say, if a city official records me, if a public utility records me, they're exempt. But I am not exempt from not recording them. This is crap. Firstly, that argument is null because it doesn't say that here. It would have said specifically in this law if they wanted to mean that, because that's the obvious question that comes up. They would have stated here that this law applies only... This law does not apply to private parties recording public officials. It would have stated here, because that's the obvious question. So this law applies, this exemption applies from both sides, from recording by a utility and a person recording utility, because the creators of this law maybe had some conscience left and knew that people still had the right to record the government and public officials. I have no words, honestly. The fact that I'm in court trying to argue some obvious is crazy. Like, you have no idea. I've been arrested over this. I was in jail for a day, in handcuffs. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later.